From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it, oh, he's still going, oh, he's going to score, he's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo, welcome into the Top of the Bleachers. It is May the 15th, Thursday, and we got I saw all kinds of cool stuff to talk about in a video I hit the bookmark on earlier, but we got some NBA playoffs, the Colts apologizing. I don't know if you heard this story. And then the Cowboys schedule. I thought we might go through that and maybe make a prediction on how we think they'll end up based on their schedule. Just, way too early.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll make a prediction, but it won't be right.
No, of course not. But we can go.
Because we're going 17-0, baby, 17-0.
Whoa.
Until the first ball game. And I'm gonna be like, we go 16-1, 16-1, man.
Yep. We'll go through it here in a minute. I'll be honest with you, okay? With the schedule leak, by the way, there was some Aaron Rodgers. There's two stories I saw that were kind of stories because the schedule came out. One was Aaron Rodgers has not decided where he's going to play football. He's rumored he's going to sign with Pittsburgh, but that's not confirmed, right? And the schedule comes out. Guess who Pittsburgh plays week 1?
No.
The New York Jets.
Well, he's not going to the Jets, I guarantee.
No, but if he goes to the Steelers, they're going to have that, It's a story, you know what I mean? They do that kind of stuff, right? Well, anyway, I don't know if it's true or not, but they surmise from that's they've leaked it. You know what I mean?
If you're an NFL team, and let's say you're hurting at quarterback, okay, and you're an NFL team, and are you still sitting around waiting on Aaron Rodgers? Like I feel like by this point, if he hasn't made up his mind, I've moved on from him. I've looked elsewhere. I've gone with plan B. I don't have room for a guy on my staff that doesn't know if he wants to be there or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that for sure. Plus, I mean, Easy still got it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think.
He still threw for like 4,000 yards last year.
Yeah. I guess he just looks rough. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know, but their depth chart, right now, Mason Rudolph's your starter. So,
well, didn't they pick up a quarterback in the draft?
Yeah, they got Will Howard, that Ohio State quarterback. Yeah, he's second on the depth chart right now, but
So at this point, I'm starting Rudolph, and I'm hoping by game 5 or 6, I can put Will Howard in there.
That's probably what they're hoping, unless this Aaron Rodgers thing.
And that's probably the reason that Aaron's having questions about it, because, if he comes out and plays like he did at New York, there's a good chance 5 games in, Aaron Rodgers is getting replaced by Will Howard.
I'm sure he wants some guarantees, probably. Like, hey, I want to start for like 2 years or something. You know what I mean?
See, I feel like I'm not giving the guy anything more than a 1-year contract, especially as old as he is, as old as he looks, and as flippant as he is.
Yep.
You're trying to get fired up for the season. They've already had rookie camps. OTAs are just around the corner. I want my quarterback to be there.
Yes, and especially on a new team, right?
Even if he's not participating, I want him at least there in sandals, talking to guys, making relationships and stuff. I don't know. I feel like at this point, Rodgers is so full of himself that I don't feel like he can be anything but a cancer in your locker room. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I just realized your shirt is not actually a button-up shirt with a Superman shirt underneath
No,
it.
it's a T-shirt. Man.
It's actually a whole shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't see it till just now.
I get more comments on this shirt when I wear it than any other T-shirt I have.
It looks like a collared shirt. It really does.
It's supposed to. Yeah,
it looks real.
It looks like I'm Clark Kent about to bust out and go save somebody.
Yeah, I know it. I just it's a pretty cool design there.
Yeah.
I
actually wore it. I wore it a couple weeks ago, and I guess I was still in a foggy haze or whatever. I got up and went to the convenience store, and like somebody said, "Morning, Superman," and then somebody else said, "How's it, Superman?" Like, why do people keep calling me Superman? And then I finally realized what shirt I had on. This is like the only white T-shirt that I have.
I don't think I could forget I had that shirt on. If I went out in public, I'd be so self-conscious.
It's a T-shirt. I don't think about it.
It's funny.
I made sure I wore my red shorts with it, because Superman has red underwear. So I wore my red shorts with it.
Nice. Gotta coordinate.
I guess his isn't underwear. I guess it's part of the uniform, I guess.
It's undies.
Yeah. You ever hear the story about one of the Superman movies they were making? They were thinking about using Nicolas Cage, and he went for an audition and everything. And I guess it was like the Superman movie. I think that they used it was like Superman Returns or something like that, and they were going to redesign the Superman outfit. And they had a couple of sketches of the new Superman outfit, and Nicolas Cage got to bring one home or whatever, and he was showing one of his kids. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Dad, where's his red underwear?" And he said, "Well, this is the new outfit. He's not going to have He said, "You can't have Superman without the red underwear." That's all his kid was upset about, was the red underwear.
I saw a video of him like modeling one or something one time, and he looked strange. He had long hair too. It looked.
Yeah,
I was like,
they ended up not picking him. They went with because I don't feel like Nicolas Cage fits the Superman vibe. Like Superman's supposed to be clean cut and have the jawline like Kozel's got. Kozel would make a good Superman. He's got that square jawline.
Yeah, no, I like the guy they got now, the Henry Cavill or Kevin, however you say his last
that's
name.
not the guy. That's not the guy playing it in the new Superman movie. They have a new Superman.
Oh, there's a new Superman movie?
There's a new. I told you, but we had a conversation.
Oh, the dog. That's right.
The dog shows up in it.
Yeah. Who's Superman in that one?
It was some young guy I didn't recognize. So I guess maybe an up and comer or something.
Let me see here. When's this come out?
I saw a couple of previews for it, so it should be pretty soon.
July 11th, I think it says.
Yeah. I don't know what this kid's name is. Let's see. Cast.
Oh wow, he looks really young.
David Cornswet. I don't know how you say his last name. Corenswet. And then they got this Rachel Brosner for Lois Lane. And listen, I don't know this Rachel lady, and I'm not trying to offend her, but got to be the ugliest Lois Lane they've had so far. Like Lois Lane's supposed to be hot. This chick is not hot.
That's not how I think of Lois Lane.
Lois Lane, man, she was always played. Well, I guess
Margot Kidder. Margot.
Yeah, she wasn't
Margot.
that good looking. Yeah.
That's Lois Lane. I don't care about none of them other Lois Lanes.
Yeah, well,
she's Lois Lane to me.
She wasn't that, great looking either.
I don't know. They had a bunch of different ones. That what's her name played it in the TV show, which I watched every episode of, which I love.
Terry Hatcher.
Yeah. I watched all the Superman shows. The
Dean Cain,
Smallville. Did you watch all Smallville?
Dean Cain is a good Superman. He's got that clean cut look to him and
I
all
didn't
that.
like him. I didn't like him.
Well, I don't mean his acting skills or anything. I just mean like the way he looks.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he looks. I don't know.
I feel like
more like an Aquaman to me.
I feel like Superman should be like, he should be like AC Slater or he should have the build without the uniform. You know what I mean?
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark's a little short. You need like a pretty good sized guy for Superman.
Yeah.
Superman. I always pictured Superman. I know he's like a fictional character, but I've always pictured him as like 6 foot, maybe 6'2", big guy.
Oh yeah. I figured bigger than that. I figured like kind of built like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Oh, Brock would be a good one. Except he's got too many tats or whatever.
But he looks different than that. He don't look like Brock. He looks,
Yeah.
Just like something else. But yeah, built like that. Just muscle.
I don't want some little skinny guy, and then he goes and he rips his shirt off and becomes Superman. All of a sudden, he's all buff and everything because of the outfit he's wearing. He needs to already be buff before he tears the shirt off.
Superman should never look skinny.
No,
that's the problem. That makes it unbelievable to be the strongest. Like, it's unbelievable. Come on, put the muscles on the man.
Well, Christopher Reeves was not exactly the most athletic-looking Superman.
None of them have been, really.
Oh, that Carville guy was pretty ripped, dude.
That dude was. That's why I liked him.
Henry Carville was pretty ripped.
He looked like he made a good Superman. I like those. I like the ones he did.
Yeah, the kid that plays Captain America, he would be a good Superman. He's got the build for it and the look to be a good Superman.
Chris Evans,
yeah. I get all my Chris's mixed up. There's like Chris Evans, Chris Penn, Chris, and they all kind of look alike too. So it's kind of hard to keep them all separated.
The other thing about the schedule when it came out was apparently the Colts. I got the story here. The Colts put out some kind of video that releases their schedule, and there was some kind of I don't know if it was Legos or it was a spoof of Minecraft. You know what that is?
I do know what Minecraft is.
Okay. It was a spoof of that, and it had a boat. It had Tyreek Hill looking guy in a boat driving along there, and he gets pulled over by the Coast Guard. It's off season. he got, he had the big deal where he got picked up and had to fight with them and sued him and charges dropped, everything. Like it
was during the playoffs, wasn't he? Like he was on his way I feel like he was on his way to the game.
Yeah, it was in September. Yeah, he was arriving for a home game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was dragged from his vehicle. Yeah, all that stuff happened, right? Okay, so
here's what I don't understand about NFL players, like getting pulled over by the cops for speeding or drinking and driving or anything. It's like you have the money, hire a driver, sit in the back, let that guy handle the cops. You sit in the back and do whatever you want. I don't understand why they're out running around in their sports cars getting pulled over, man. If I became rich tomorrow, and I'm talking wealthy, super rich, like a
driver,
I ain't driving nowhere anymore. I'm sitting in the back. I'm hiring somebody to do that, man.
Well, anyway, the Colts made a video of their schedule because they played the Dolphins week 1 or whatever, and it had that in it. And then they took it down almost immediately.
Why?
And because it was, what did they say? It exceeded our rights with Microsoft and included an insensitive clip involving Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. And this is from the Colts. Nobody told them to take it down. Like they took it down, they put that out. And then listen, wait, listen. And then Rosenhaus, who's his agent and stuff, they asked him about it. And he was like, I didn't take it seriously. And I thought it was funny.
Yes, it's trolling, man. I think it's funny. It's good-hearted humor.
Well,
It's not like
they came out and apologized. They took the video down and apologized to Tyreek Hill for doing that.
it's because one day Tyreek might become free agent again, and they want him to come to Indianapolis. Maybe
That might be it.
I wouldn't get upset about that if I was Tyreek Hill. I would probably laugh. I would probably show my friends, look what they did. This is hilarious. Getting pulled over by the Coast Guard. That's funny, dude. That is really funny.
I mean, it is funny, but I don't know if it's.
It was
public,
it was some uptight woman who works in HR somewhere that saw the video. Oh no, we can't do this. Y'all got to take this down.
Probably, yes.
But one of the worst things they ever came up with was HR.
Well, I don't expect anything less from a bully. So get rid of HR. We don't need them.
Well, I think HR has its uses. It has its uses.
They do. They
like if you're getting sexually harassed at work, yes, go to HR. If you're getting bullied at work, go to HR. But HR sticks their nose into stuff that's just absolutely silly sometimes. We can't do that because the HR will get onto us. Like, who cares? Let's,
yeah.
If you're not trying to openly hurt somebody, or something like that, then I don't see what the Colts did was just. I think that's just good humor. I think that's really good humor. I mean, it's not like Tyreek's going to have flashbacks because of the video that they put out. And they did it in a cartoon style, Minecraft or whatever. It wasn't like they actually put Tyreek in the video, AI'd him in there or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Still making fun of him, I guess, but
I think they're making fun of the cops. I don't think they're making fun of Tyreek. I think they're making fun of the cops.
I'm not saying it's not funny or anything like that. I just don't know if that's like if you and I are joking about it behind, or laughing at him or making fun of him privately. Is that any different than doing it publicly? I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Well, I mean, you run less chance of hurting anybody's feelings if you do it privately.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think they were making fun of Tyreek. I think they were making fun of the situation. They were more making fun of the cops and the Coast Guard than they were at Tyreek. So I don't know. I think people have become too sensitive about stuff like this. Like it was all in good fun. His agent even said he thought it was funny. Tyreek probably thought it was funny if he got to see it. So I think people just are too sensitive nowadays about certain things.
Floppy, what are you saying, Kunga? Micromanaging where you walk. HR, man. I mean, I like HR in a way that if I have a question about anything, if it's time off, retirement, whatever it is, I can send them a thing and say, hey, I have a question. And they answer me.
Yeah.
Don't like them snooping on me, though, like some companies do. Like they'll have spyware on your computer.
Sure.
They know everything you click on, anything you go to Facebook, they see that. Like they know exactly what you're doing. They can even come in and look and see what you're doing. You know what I mean? Some companies.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of HR because
that's crazy.
HR does silly things like during the summer, we run around at the post office in just extreme heat, and we have to have stand-ups about make sure you drink enough water. This is what heat exhaustion feels like. This is what is going to happen before a heat stroke. All good things. But then they make stupid rules like guys show up to work and they'll have sleeveless shirts on. No problem. A girl walks in with a tank top on, and all of a sudden we got a problem with HR. And what I have found out through working at the post office and other places is that it's usually another woman in the post office doesn't like that girl who might fit in the tank top a little better than she does running around in a tank top. So she is the one that goes to HR and complains about it. It's like the girl is trying to stay cool during the summer and not overheat, you know. And I feel like there's different rules for the guys than there are the girls. And I don't feel like that's very.
Could it be that you want to see
fair.
the girl in the tank top?
Now, I'm not talking like a tube top or nothing like that.
Are you sure it's not just for the view?
I don't care. Okay. There can be a really good looking girl who wears a tank top, and there can be a really fat, old, ugly woman that wears a tank top. I don't give a crap about either one of them.
Good answer.
But the fat old woman is ticked off because the young girl looks better in her tank top.
I'm sure.
So she goes to HR. It is micromanaging, but the post office loves to micromanage, man. They love everything about micromanaging you.
You have a government feel to you, man.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Of course, it's going to be that way.
Yeah, and
that's what I like about my job. I don't have, like, unless I reach out to I had a meeting every Thursday. That's the only time I ever talked to him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I talk to him like through chat or anything like that, it's if I reach out to him. He's not, what are you doing? Where are you at? What's going on? Do you need, like, he's not asking me anything, but you know, he sees all my emails. He's on all my invites and schedules and stuff like that. So he sees it all, but he's not like, you know, he's not in my business at all, which I like.
The post office isn't really in my business as much as they are city side. Like, they give the rural side a lot more leniency than they give the city side. City guys have to wear uniforms, and they have to clock in at a certain time, and they have to take breaks at a certain time, and they have to take their lunch at a certain time. And they don't do that to us on the rural side. But I also I like my job because I'm only actually at the post office for maybe an hour and a half a day. And the rest of the time I'm out on my route away from everybody. I don't have anybody looking over my shoulder. Now with our new scanners have GPS, so they can actually ping us. And I mean, within 5 feet, know where we're at on our route. So they can still spy on us, or, you know, keep tabs on us, whatever you want to call it. But if you do your job at the post office, then, especially on the rural side, then you won't ever have to deal with management. It's when you're not doing your job that management comes over.
That is part of it. I do my job. So,
and since we're national, that means that if some guy in California makes a mistake and doesn't set his handbrake, and his vehicle rolls away down the road and he gets caught, you know, it runs into something. The next morning in Conway, Arkansas, I have to have a stand-up about runaway rollaways. Even though it happened in California, I have to have a stand-up about runaway rollaways.
I just want to make sure you're aware.
Yeah, exactly.
Floppy's got some good stuff here. His girlfriend wanted to yell at some girls when we're driving, dressed modestly.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's crazy, bro. And you're right here too, man. Social media. That's what the girls want to do, man. Take their picture and put it on there and get a bunch of likes and tell me I'm pretty.
Okay. I heard a stat the other day that really makes me worry about the younger women of this world.
Yeah,
in the U.S., from the ages of 20 to, I think it was 35, from the ages of 20 to 35, 1 out of every 8 women have a fans only page.
Oh, an OnlyFans?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I would believe that. 1
out of 8.
It's easy money, man. That's what they think. It's easy money.
They don't realize like 20 years down the road, when you've started a family and everything, your kids might come across that stuff.
I know. You see these stories about the one girl. The girl had the younger brother,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then his friends and everybody at school saw it, and
yeah.
he ended up like killing himself.
I watched one that was a Thanksgiving thing that this girl, because from her fans only page or OnlyFans, I don't know which one is it. Is it
OnlyFans? Yeah,
I'm not a subscriber, so I don't.
Me neither. I've never been there.
But from her OnlyFans page, she had bought the Thanksgiving dinner, and then before they started eating, her mom, are you going to thank your daughter because she paid for all this? And when he found out that she had paid for all of it with her fans only or OnlyFans or whatever, he wouldn't eat. He got up and left.
Yeah, that's it's crazy, man. When I first heard that term, for the first time, I Googled it to see what it was. What is this? What are they talking about? And it started out as like a barter and trade kind of website kind of thing where
it still is apparently.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It started off innocent though, you know what I mean? And then boom, someone said, well, it's open. You can do whatever you want to. Well, how if I pay you to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And as far as I'm concerned, that's prostitution. Is that not prostitution?
I feel like it is.
I feel like that's prostitution, which is illegal in like 40 of the 50 states.
I mean, I don't know, bro. There's so much of it too, man. So,
what's up, Bobby? How's it going, buddy?
So much, man. So many of them. I don't know if you've ever seen these interviews with these guys that interview them sometimes and talk to them.
I watch clips. Everyone, they're delusional.
Yeah, they're
delusional.
They're in another planet, bro.
I saw a girl the other day say, "What does my body count matter?" He said, "If a man wants to know your body count, you don't need to be with that man." I said, "You're right, you don't, because that man's actually got some self-esteem." And
I know, man. This Bunny Blue or whatever, man.
Yeah, getting famous for sleeping
1,000 dudes. What? A lot? Like what? First of all, what kind of dude? I mean,
how'd you like to be number 1,000?
Jeez, man.
I don't even want to be number one. But
no,
I definitely don't want to be number 500 or 1,000.
Dude, that's just so disgusting.
It is.
How could you look at yourself in the mirror the next day? Like, for real, I couldn't.
I don't know.
And she's all over the place now. She's rich.
That's the thing, though, is that she got exactly what she wanted out of the situation, or at least she thinks she did.
Yeah, she did.
At some point, these, I don't even really want to call them women because it's kind of a disgrace to women.
It is.
These females are going to regret this somewhere down the line. Take it from an almost 50 guy who regrets half the things he did in his life. Okay. You're going to, and I ain't even come close to what some of these girls have done. Okay?
I know. Well, the guys too, man. I mean, they're consumer, you know what I mean? Like, they're disgusting too. Like, you don't have enough self-control to, that's just.
Well, not only that, but then you see the guys lined up in line to do it, and they're wearing ski masks and stuff. They don't want to be recognized, probably because they got wives and girlfriends.
That's so awful. Good grief. Anyway, moving on.
I don't know how we got.
I don't know how we got off on the porn trail, but really back in. Okay. Anyway,
I miss the good old days where the only time you got to see a naked woman was like if you happened across a discarded Playboy or something like that.
You're over at your one friend that's not so good as all your other friends, and he's got an older brother who's really not a good dude.
Yeah,
he's got some magazine. Hey boys, look at this. What you think about that?
I remember one time I went to a friend's house and we lived in Ozark, Arkansas. And I went to a friend's house, and it was the first time I'd ever been over to his house. And we were both in sixth grade. Okay, you got to keep that in mind. Okay, we're both in sixth grade, and I walk into his bedroom, and he's got Playboy pinups and Hustler pinups tacked up all over his walls in his bedroom. And his mom come in and talked to us and left. His dad comes in. Every time somebody walks in, I get embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because these people are in here with all these naked women, and I'm like, I was in the sixth grade, and I never remember feeling more uncomfortable than that time I spent at his house. Never went back, nothing.
Wow, that's crazy.
They just let him do it. They didn't care.
That is wild, man.
And he probably is in jail now.
He's probably a serial killer. Anyway. So yeah, schedule, blah blah blah. NBA playoffs, man.
Yeah, NBA
playoffs. Celtics said we ain't going home yet.
Well, can I just say, what kind of ball game was that from the Knicks? They didn't even look like they showed up to the game, man.
I know. There was no intensity at all.
No, you could tell they wanted to go home and win this one in New York. They were just getting through the game is all they were doing.
Man, you got to put that foot down when you have a chance.
Yeah, because there's no guarantee when you go back to New York you're gonna pull this thing off.
Because you're one injury away from being in trouble too.
Yeah, and I actually saw an ex-NBA player talking about how Boston was pretty much given the series to New York because they're playing by analytics instead of playing basketball. You know, they are shooting the three, and when the three's not going, they just keep shooting the three because analytics tells them to. Instead of, they got two guys that can jump, or they did have two guys that could jump out of the gym and, you know, could attack the basket, and they weren't doing it. They were just turning around, kicking out more threes, you know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. And then
you got to admit, all the role players for Boston showed up, man. Jalen had a good game. Pritchard had a good game. The big white guy inside had a monster game. I cannot remember his name right now. Not Porzingis. Not Porzingis. The other guy.
Yeah.
He looks like he should be a plumber, and he's out there playing basketball and tearing it up. I cannot remember what his name.
Hang on, I'm looking at it. Is it hang on.
He had like 18 points.
Luke Cornet.
Yeah, that kid was tearing it up, man. He doesn't even look like I realize he's like 7 foot tall, but he doesn't really look like a basketball player.
Yeah, he definitely changed the game.
He did.
Yeah, when Porzingis, he's not strong enough, man.
Well, I don't.
He's got physical. I mean, he's good on offense mostly, but he's a liability on defense.
Yeah, I think the biggest disappointment last ball game would have to be Karl Anthony Towns, man. He did not show up in this game.
Yeah, on Boston, right? The only person with, they do the plus or minus while you're on the floor or whatever, The only negative guy in the starting lineup was Porzingis with a negative 12. Everybody else is like plus 28, plus 26, plus 23.
Now, last night during the game, they were saying that Porzingis is suffering from some sort of virus or something, and that for the last 2 or 3 weeks, he has not been himself or whatever. But whatever.
Okay.
I was really, and then Brunson. All right, they go in at half. It's a pretty close ball game. Brunson has 0 fouls, ends up fouling out of the ball game. He got 4 fouls in the third quarter.
Jeez. I didn't realize that. I didn't see that.
Josh Hart got busted open, was bleeding everywhere.
I did see that. Holy moly.
There were a couple of nut shots during the ball game that people got technicals for. I'm telling you, these two teams are like beating the crap out of each other. And Indiana's just sitting there with their feet up resting. That's all they're doing is sitting around resting right now, waiting for the winner.
Yeah. Pacers, man.
You know, the Pacers are hoping that Boston can pull out another one. You know, stretch this thing out to 7 games.
Definitely, yeah. The
'Cause
more
whoever-
rest they get, the better.
Yeah, whoever ends up coming out of this series, whether it's Boston or New York, is going to be tired when they get to this next series
And beat up.
and beat up.
And then the Wolves went ahead and put away the Warriors. And I'll tell you, what's his name? What is that guy's name? Randall. Julius Randall.
Great game.
Dude, that boy put Draymond in a chin lock. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, I ain't scared of you.
Dude,
You know? Yeah, it's great. He did a good job.
I was really happy to see Draymond Green go home. Like it would not hurt my the two announcements during the offseason in the NBA that I think that I would probably be more ecstatic about than anything else would be Draymond Green and LeBron James have decided to retire.
That'd be good. That would be good.
But yeah, T-Wolves, pulled it out. They pretty much dominated the whole game.
They did.
Golden State hung with them for a little bit in the first half, but
Minnesota's pretty good, man.
And you got to think, man, the trade that happened earlier in the year, sending Cat to New York, sending Randall to Minnesota, it has worked out well for both teams. I don't think either team can complain about the trade. It's worked out really well for both teams. And wouldn't it be something if it ended up being them two against each other in the finals?
I was just fixing to say that. What if they end up playing each other? It's crazy. I was looking at their roster, and for one, they only have 8 available guys. Minnesota. Yeah, they only have 8 guys. Everybody else did not play coach's decision. So only played 8, and then Golden State played like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys.
Yeah, they were bringing out guys I'd never seen before. They brought out this little white guy with a mustache named Simmons or something like that. I hadn't even seen him play all year long.
I just was noticing that the 2 rookies that they got last year, Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those guys might actually be able to contribute a little bit, but
I think
not yet.
Yeah, I think Dillingham got into the game there toward the end, and I was kind of surprised because they were talking about how high he was drafted and everything.
Yeah, I mean, pick number 8.
And I think in this series, I think the biggest disappointment for me was Moses Moody. Every time I saw him put up a shot for Golden State, it was a brick. He did not.
He had a rough series.
He did not have a good series at all, and he's usually dead on with his shot and everything.
Well, last night he went 2 for 3 from 3, so that's better.
He didn't get to play much. I noticed that he didn't play much. They were putting Buddy Hield in more than they were putting in Moses Moody.
Yeah, 12 minutes. That's all he played was 12 minutes. That's not very good, man. They played Kuminga. They played Santos. And then their starters. Yeah. Did Jackson Davis get hurt?
I don't know. I don't recognize the name. Who's he play for?
He plays for Golden State. He was the Indiana stud a couple years ago. But he only played 7 minutes. He started, but only played 7 minutes.
Oh, maybe he just.
I didn't know if he got hurt. Let me see here. He's good. Let's see what happened. Something happened to him, maybe. I don't know. That's weird. It didn't say anything about.
Oh my goodness! I'm getting attacked. That's my headset. Okay. There we go.
Anyway, anything else about the playoffs you want to talk about? Tonight's games. That's what I was going to talk about that a second. Tonight, well, I think we got one game tonight.
I think we're at Nuggets and OKC.
Yeah. Yep. Thunder going to try and close them out at
Dude,
Denver.
that has been a really, really good series. So I expect this one. I expect this one goes 7 games. I think OKC probably finishes out in Oklahoma.
Yep, 7:30 tonight. And then let's see what else we have. Well, Sean Andrews. I don't know if you want to watch a video on him. You don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me see if I can find one here. JJ Andrews, not Sean Andrews. My bad.
Yeah, Sean was his dad. I know what he played like. He was a beast, man.
Let me see.
And I could never root for him in the pros because he always played for Philadelphia. So I couldn't root for him in the pros.
Let me see here if I can find a good. Does it have a highlight video somewhere? That one's hard to see. Here we go. Let's try this one. This was like it's loud. Oh my gosh, that was loud. Oh yes. All right, I'm gonna just mute that for a second, and let me get through the commercial, and I'm gonna pause it. Then I gotta move it over here. And then over here. So many buttons to push, bro. So many buttons. Here we go. All right. You ready?
I'm ready, man.
Let me back it up just a little bit here. Boop.
Dang. Apparently the yellow team don't know how to play defense. You got to get in front of that guy. Nails the 3. I like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, shooting outside. Like it.
Yeah. He was Arkansas Player of the Year, I think, or something like that. And they won like the EYBL championship or something.
Oh, heck. He got the rebound going coast to coast. Okay, something that I haven't seen is an assist. Can you throw the ball to anybody else?
He's a lefty.
Apparently not.
He's a lefty as well.
Was he the only one on the team? Jeez Wheeze, no foul? Oh, probably. Now the foul. There you go. Oh, blocking shots. I like that.
Oh,
there we go. There we go. There's an assist. That was good. Oh, we left the assist to the end of the highlight video.
Yeah, you gotta do a little at a time here.
I don't. That's not really that great of an assist. He just threw it to the guy in the corner. That's.
Oh yeah.
That's not bad. Draw him, kick it out. Like it from the free throw line, a little mid range. All right, I'm excited. Excited.
Yep. I think that's a good pickup, bro.
Well,
I think he's ranked number 22 in the.
Considering we only got 8 guys, yeah, he's a good pickup.
That's for next year.
Oh, well, there we go. Got me excited for no reason.
Well, it's not this year.
Is there any way we can get him early?
No. But Cal, they're doing the road show this week. So Cal's gonna have some quotes come out and some videos and stuff come out. I don't know if you saw any of those, but they asked him about Boogie, and he said, something like, I love him, love coaching him. I'd do anything we'll do whatever he needs. That's what he said. We'll do whatever he needs. I love coaching him. We'll see how it plays out. That's what he said about Boogie. When they asked him about Adu, he just gushed all over him. And you see these guys in the playoffs? They're playing all the physical stuff. That's they needed to do Theo. You know what I mean? Like they're built. He's ready. He's ready. You know what I mean? He really talked him up. Like, yeah, Theo's ready for the league. Like.
Well,
so
I disagree. I think Theo would benefit a lot from coming back to the University of Arkansas.
Yeah. And then one of the major draft guys came out with a thing on Carter and was saying, well, yeah, he did a really good job while he was here. It was a good learning experience, and but I expect him to go back to school, So one guy has said that so far, but he hasn't, officially done any of that. So, but yeah, so right now we're 8 with 2 big question marks, and then 2 maybe comebacks question marks.
So if let's just say we get Boogie back, okay? Let's just say we get Boogie back, and for the sake of the argument, let's say we get we get Knox back, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to be so deep at the guard position that I don't know how we're going to get all of them playing time.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, right now Carter's like your backup 4-man, so you figure there's going to be a lot of 3 guard with him at the 4. Not a lot, maybe, but some. And then so they'll he had Reed and Dillingham and Wagner and Antonio Reeves, and they made it work.
They also have Billy on the team, and Billy, he brought the ball down every once in a while.
Yeah. I saw Billy working out.
Yeah, I did too. Dude's a stud.
Year 2 Billy's gonna hit like crack, bro.
I hope so, dude. I hope so.
Oh man, him and Carter both, man. Oof.
It would be awesome. It would be awesome.
We'll see. They asked him about adding anybody else, and his response was, it was something like, "Well, I like the guys we got. If we wanted to get if we chose to add someone else, we could do that. But we're just gonna see how it plays out. We're just gonna see how it plays out, and that was pretty much all I said about that. It's like
John Calipari, or as I like to call him, the Hogfather. Okay, plays everything very close to the chest.
He told you nothing, bro.
I don't believe a word that comes out of this man's mouth during the off season. Okay, not a word.
No, I've heard some stuff. I was here, saw a conversation between him. I think it was Carl Towns, and they were talking about how cheap he was. So I know he's not going to overpay for anybody. He's a cheapskate. He's not going to do that. And also about being a salesman. Can't believe anything he says.
He's a used car salesman. That's what he would have been if he wasn't a head coach. He'd have been an insurance or a used car salesman.
Probably. Anyway.
And he would sell. John Calipari is the kind of car salesman that would sell you a broken down beater and have you smiling as you drove it off the lot. Like, man, this is the best deal I ever got.
I know, right? I know, man.
But I trust him. I do trust him as far as putting together a good team. I don't trust him as far as, what he's saying to the media right now and everything like that. So,
yeah, it always works out in the end. You know what I mean?
I feel like he's a good coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He always is good at finding NBA talent wherever he's at, whether it's at UMass, Memphis, Kentucky, now at Arkansas. He always finds the NBA talent. You hear players all the time talking about, he's a player's coach or something like that. And I think Cal fits that bill. Like the kids not only enjoy playing for him, but they're loyal to him. Like you have players that played for him at Kentucky that are coming and visiting him at Arkansas wearing Arkansas apparel. That's how loyal they are to Coach Cal. So I don't.
That's why it's hard for me to believe Boogie's not going to come back. I mean, I know he's probably not for the same reason you just said. It'd be kind of crowded or whatever, and they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or whatever. But we need him. We need to shoot another shooter. But beside that, anyway, name another guy, a freshman that came in under Coach Cal, who was going to be a one and done, right? Averaged 15 a game or something like that, and then transferred somewhere else. They ain't none.
I can't think of one.
No. They ain't none. They ain't none.
But I mean,
so I don't know.
It's not so much not wanting to hurt the kids' feelings because you got too many guards or whatever. It's more along the lines of Boogie or whatever player is trying to get to the next level. And if you can't get on the floor and you can't put tape out, then how are you supposed to get to the next level? So it's nothing against Arkansas if Boogie decides to go somewhere else. It's just if he goes somewhere else, he'll actually get to start. He'll get and there's no guarantee he's starting when he comes back to Arkansas. Like he might end up being a 6th or 7th man. He might not get to start.
Yeah, he definitely could get more minutes somewhere else for sure.
Yeah, he definitely could. He could come into Arkansas, and he's got a year under Cal, and these other kids don't. And he could start off the season starting, and by the middle of the year not be starting. Which can cause some hard feelings in the locker room or something like that. And as a coach, you're not only trying to maneuver money and all that stuff, but you have to worry about keeping your locker room together and playing as a team and everybody playing for each other and everything. And in today's basketball, I just think that's probably the hardest job that a coach has.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Oh my gosh. Anyway, all right. I got this. I got the Cowboys schedule here. Let's look at it right quick before we get out of here.
Before we get into the Cowboys schedule, I came across a thing that ranked everybody's schedule.
Oh yeah.
First of all, the Cowboys set an NFL record for the most Thursday night games in a season. I think they have 4 or 5 of them.
I saw that too.
Second of all, the 49ers have the weakest schedule this year. Or so that's what this guy ranked them as, is the weakest schedule.
Okay.
Cowboys were kind of up toward the top, sort of close to the middle as far as hardest schedules. I cannot remember who had the hardest schedule. It might have been. I can't remember. Who had the hardest one. But we open up against Philadelphia at Philadelphia.
Yes, we do. Hold on. Sorry, I got too many windows open here.
So that's we started. I'm gonna be serious in these picks. Okay. So we start off the season 0-1. Okay.
Are you writing these down and keeping track?
Well, yes and no.
All right, keeping track here. Hang on.
Week 2, we get back to 500 ball. We beat the New York Giants at home in our home opener. Okay. Then we go to Chicago. Okay, we're 2-1 now. We win at Chicago. Okay. Then Green Bay's coming to us. Ooh. All right. I'm gonna go 2-2. We lose to Green Bay. All right. Then what do we got?
Wait. Hang on a second. You said you're gonna beat New York.
We'll beat New York.
You're gonna lose to Philly, though.
Yeah, we'll lose to Philly. We'll beat Chicago.
At Chicago.
You
okay? You sure about that one? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure about that one. And then we're gonna lose to Green Bay at home. So we'll be 2-2 after week 4.
Hold on a minute. I'm writing yours down. Let me write mine down while you're doing that, because you keep track of yours, so I don't have to keep track of both of them.
I am keeping track of mine.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna do that. I'll do that. Okay, now the Jets.
Oh, Jets are a win. Come on,
That's
Jets.
that's got to be a win, right?
Yeah,
Carolina.
3-2. Cowboys win that one. 4-2. They beat Carolina.
All right. And then Washington
Oh, and where's it at?
at home.
Okay, I'm guessing this is just a guess because it's way too early, but I'm guessing that we split with Washington. We win our one at home and we lose our one at Washington. So I'm going to take a win here. So we're 5-2 right now.
Okay. And then Arizona, Monday night game
Ugh.
at home.
Arizona is one of those teams, like every time I pick against them, they end up winning. And every time I pick them, they end up losing.
Yep.
So Arizona at home or at Arizona?
It is at home
I'm going to take that as a win. We're 6-2.
on a Monday night.
Yeah, we're 6-2.
All right, hang on a minute.
The
1,
Cowboys
2,
win.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I'm accurate. Okay.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders at the Raiders.
Please, that's a win. 7-2.
Eagles at home.
Yeah, we lose that one. So
Kansas City at home.
7-3.
Detroit
7-4.
at Detroit.
7-5.
Then Minnesota at home. At home there.
All right, we get lucky against Minnesota and we're 8-5. Okay.
Chargers at home.
All right, 9-5.
Washington at Washington.
We lose that one. We're 9-6.
And Giants at home to end the game. Or at Giants, actually. At the Giants.
Yeah. And then
to end the season.
We win that one. We're 10-6. 10-6.
Let me see what I got here. I got 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5, 7-6, 8-6, 8-7, 9-7.
Damn.
Did I miss one?
No.
That's 16, right?
Yeah, that's all of them.
2 buys? Wait a minute. There's only 1 buy.
You only get 1 bye.
I'm missing a game.
Did
I miss one? It should be 17, right? Okay,
did we do Atlanta? Did we play Atlanta at any point?
No, it looks like we play the AFC West, Denver and Kansas City, and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
and the Chargers.
8,
I saw
9,
them.
10.
And then we play the NFC North, so that's Minnesota, Detroit, and
it's only 16 games.
There's only 16.
Yeah, there's only 16 games.
But there's 18 weeks.
Well, there should be another bye in there somewhere. You got a bye here. There's no other bye. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it counts right down to. Okay, so 18. It should be 17 games. All right, so I'm gonna go back through this again.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who's the one right before the bye? That's Atlanta, isn't it?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Who did we miss? Detroit, Kansas City, Philadelphia, Raiders,
Jets, Carolina,
Minnesota,
Washington,
Chargers.
Denver. We didn't do that one.
Well, we didn't do Denver.
At Denver.
At Denver against Bo Nix. Looky there. Instead of 10-6, we end up 11-6.
Hang on a minute. I guess if I was 9-7, and I'd have picked that one. At Denver.
You going 9-8, ain't you?
Yep. Yeah, probably 9-8. Yep.
I think 10's the magic number. Like
And
I think that's what you need to be shooting for if you're the Cowboys. 10 wins. I think 10 wins gets you into the playoffs. I'm not sure 9 wins gets you into the playoffs.
Here's the problem with what I just did is I had them lose to Philadelphia twice.
Yes.
And I had them lose to Washington twice.
I
And
think
I had them beat New York twice, but
I think they beat New York twice, and I think they split. I think that we'll split with Washington.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it
And
goes.
honestly, you know, the team that usually wins the Super Bowl, I mean, not always, you have the Tom Brady's and the Patrick Mahomes and everything, but usually the team that wins the Super Bowl takes a step back the next year. It's really hard to repeat. So, and I think it's also because they just won the Super Bowl and they're not as hungry, maybe. 7-10. Why would I listen to you, Floppy? You're a Bears fan. Give me a break. Cowboys. Last time the Cowboys were good was in the mid-90s. Last time the Bears were any good was in the 80s. So
Brandon says Texas are going 13-4.
I wouldn't surprise. Texans are freaking good, dude.
They are good, but let me look. I'm gonna pull them up right quick. Let's just look at it right quick. Hang on. Let me find them. Houston Texans.
Are they in alphabetical?
Here we go.
Win to I think they beat Los Angeles.
Now, hold on, hang on a second. Texans, hang on. Texans.
Yeah. Is that the Texans?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Hang on. I mean, think about the roster for a second. Hang on.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Who's up first?
Los Angeles Chargers.
At the Rams.
At the Rams.
At the Rams. Okay. And I'm the Houston Texans. Okay.
So who are you losing to, Bobby? You're losing to are you losing to Buffalo?
It's Brandon.
Or Brandon, I'm sorry. Four losses. So who are you losing?
At Baltimore.
You taking that one as a loss?
That's an L.
I think the Buffalo one is a loss.
That's 2. That's
Kansas,
probably 3.
Yeah, Kansas. The refs will make sure you lose that one. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like
Seattle or Denver, maybe.
I feel like Tampa Bay is a big question mark this year. Are they going to be as decent as they were last year? Are they going to be better?
Man, Brandon, I think you might be onto something there.
I really can't find your 4th loss, man. I only see 3 losses on here.
He said Rams, Ravens, Chiefs, and random. So, hey.
So you figure, they'll lose one to somebody they shouldn't.
Probably. Yeah.
That usually happens once or twice during the year. If you're a Cowboys fan, that happens about 6-7 times a year.
Yeah, I can see them having.
Dude, I can see the Texans having a really good year. I really think even the games that I've chosen as losses, I think are going to be good ball games. Like, I think they'll play Baltimore hard. I think they'll play Buffalo hard. I think they'll play Kansas City hard.
They could win that game, bro.
They could. The refs will make sure they don't win that game.
It's at Kansas City's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
On a Sunday night.
Yeah. Prime time. Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably not winning that one.
You're probably not winning that one. I'm sure old Ed Hockley is going to make sure you don't win that one.
12 games indoors. Holy smokes. I didn't even realize that.
Now, show me the 49ers schedule because the guy had them listed as the weakest schedule.
49ers?
So I want to see their schedule.
Okay, here you go.
Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona, Jacksonville is their first 4 ball games. So they're starting out 4-0.
Well, yeah. Seattle should be pretty good, but they're not as good as the Niners, I don't think. And then you got Rams
Like,
are average.
Tampa Bay's decent. Atlanta sucks. Houston's pretty good. New York, Los Angeles. Man,
Oh my gosh.
dadgum, I wish I had this schedule. Holy
What in the
crap,
world?
dude.
Seattle, Chicago, Indianapolis, Tennessee, Cleveland.
That's how they get to finish the year. My
Holy
goodness.
mackerel.
If the Niners don't end up with at least 12 wins, oh my God.
Somebody needs to be fired, bro.
Yeah,
Holy
seriously.
smokes. Holy smokes.
Dadgum, dude. That's a 49ers fan put together the 49ers schedule, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, in their division, right? So, I mean, they got to play the Rams twice, but I mean, they just don't have it anymore. And then Seattle's supposed to be decent, man. Should be decent. We'll see.
I would love to switch divisions with the San Francisco 49ers this year. Because other than New York, I mean, golly, I wish I had this schedule.
I know. It's crazy.
Show me Kansas City's schedule.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Beep.
See who Mahomes is going to face. Los Angeles, Philadelphia, New York, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Detroit. Dadgum, dude.
That's tough.
Their first 6 ball games are harder than the 49ers' whole schedule.
And then Washington, Buffalo,
Denver's gonna be tough. Dallas at Dallas.
But look at this, man. They're gonna make a run here. I bet you right here. Right.
Yeah, that's probably where it'll start. Go on.
Right here. They're gonna make a run. You watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, if
8.
they get through their,
I bet you they win out and make the playoffs. And it's gonna be everybody's gonna be talking about they're not gonna make it, they suck and blah blah blah.
Dude, if they play their first 8 ball games and they come away out of their first 8 ball games 5-3, dude, watch out for Kansas City. They're gonna be freaking good.
I don't know, man. I think they can win 4 of those are winnable. Very winnable.
A lot changes between, like, okay, so you play Los Angeles the first week of the season, and then you don't play Los Angeles again until week 14. Or week 15. So much can change between that first game that you play Los Angeles and week 15. Like, so many injuries, your roster could be totally different. Hell, you could have a different quarterback by that time, you know.
Yeah.
All it takes is an injury or two, and it's crazy, man.
Let's look at Baltimore's right quick.
Buffalo. They got to start off with Buffalo. That's tough. But then they get Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City, Houston. Dadgum, their first 5 games are tough, man.
Wow.
Then they get Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, Cleveland. Dude, it don't get no better. New York, Cincinnati. I'm really interested in New England this year. I want to know what kind of strides old Drake May is going to take.
Yeah. Well, Miami's probably going to be decent. Jets are going to stink.
Who's going to be their quarterback?
You got a good shot to beat that. Who's that? Miami?
Yeah, is Tagovailoa coming back or whatever?
Yeah. I figured Tua's coming back.
I didn't know after the concussions and everything. I didn't know if he decided he wanted to play or not.
Oh, I hadn't seen him retire or anything. So unless I missed it.
Well, if I'm playing Miami, first thing I'm doing is hitting the quarterback in the head.
Wow. Okay, then.
I'm going to take a 15-yard penalty, and I'm going to hit Tua right in the helmet. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm going to do.
Oh my gosh. right,
they
man.
showed last year that when they don't have him, it's pretty much over. Like he is the wheel that makes everything go.
Oh yeah, definitely,
So
definitely.
yeah, I would be doing some bounty gate stuff. I'd be telling guys, hey, if you put two out, make a little extra money.
Oh my gosh, you sound like the Saints.
Well, I don't. This is going to make me sound like a bully again.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I didn't see anything wrong with bounty gate.
Try to hurt somebody.
Like
Come on.
I thought that was part of football. Like
Trying to hurt them? That's not
it's
part of it.
you're running full speed into another guy. You don't think that you're going to hurt him when you do
No,
that?
I mean, they can try to hurt you though. Like,
Aren't they trying to hurt you
make you,
every play?
no,
I mean,
not like that. Not injure you. They're trying to
I
hurt you
don't
or
know,
punish
man.
you, but not injure you.
I think that I think
That's
there are
horrible.
guys in the league that are looking to like put you out of the ball game. That's what they want to do. They want to put you.
Maybe
James Harrison used to be like that. James Harrison, of course, different football nowadays. Different football.
for sure.
It's slowly turning into two-hand touch. Is what it's turning into.
All right. Let's get out here. Oh, by the way, we have baseball tonight as well, so we gotta go get ready for that. I gotta get some dinner. Get ready for the
Hogs
game.
start their series tonight.
Yep, supposed to start tonight, I believe.
It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series.
I'm pretty sure I saw that. Yeah, they were already lined up at the hog to get in at the hog pen.
Hold on a second.
7 o'clock, May 15th, 7 p.m.
My Sarkican
So
is downloaded 7. Wow. Okay. All right.
Tennessee.
My evening plans just changed quite a bit. So,
Well, what? You were going to sit and watch TV? What do you mean?
well, I need to do some yard work.
Oh, well, you got an hour and 40 minutes.
It's supposed to start raining here in a minute.
I did hear it was going to storm this weekend.
Yeah. So and my yard's already. It's not bad, but it needs to be mowed. It would really help to be mowed if it.
I'm usually on Saturdays, so Saturday mornings.
A while back, we had to make the decision, and it wasn't even a difficult decision, but we had to make the decision to we could either have a cleaning lady or we could have somebody mow the yard. Okay. And we went with the cleaning lady because neither Lacey or I like to dust and do mop floors and stuff like that. Yeah. So we went with the cleaning lady. So my goal in life is to get to the point where I can afford both. I want somebody. I've gotten to that age now where I don't want to cut my lawn anymore. Just have somebody else do it, and I'll pay for it.
I paid someone for a while there, but then when we moved here, I did it a little while, but then it's just like it's too expensive. It's like what? It's just crazy. Like $1,500, for somebody to come mow your yard once a week. Like what? No, I'm not doing that. So.
Yeah, when I think back to when I was a kid and I would run around that neighborhood that I lived in with my push mower, and I'd charge people $20 to cut their grass. And I keep waiting for that kid to come to my front door, and he has not come to my front door yet.
No, man, it's like minimum 50, and they do minimum. They ain't doing, yeah, it's not a good deal these days anymore because they charge so much. But
and see, I want the full package. I want them to come in, mow, weed eat, edge, all that stuff, because that's what I do.
Yeah,
I don't want to pay $50 for you to come in. Oh, I'll just cut the front yard and I no weed eating or anything. I want the full package.
Well, you get a quote. You never know.
I'm still a couple of years away from it. Let's not rush anything.
I'm saying you can get a quote, check it out, and see how much it is.
Yeah, I have my financial strategy. I'm not there yet.
Good for you. All right, well, we'll go eat some dinner, and I will catch you in the Discord in a little bit to watch these ball games.
All right, go Hogs.
Sounds like the wife some. So peace out.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.